Hi, my name is Josh Welsh, and this is my Math Project 2 video. To start off, I define the derivative of x squared times e to the x. So, firstly, I use the product rule, and the product rule states that u prime times v plus u times v prime. So that got me this equation. After that, I simplified using the exponential rule, and that was to condense this. After that, I used the power rule. The power rule was then to use x squared and bring it down to 2x to make it more easy to simplify. After that, I did a little more simplification, and I moved ex around, so it was e to the x power times x squared plus 2e to the x power times x. From there, I just did a little reordering, and it turned into x squared times e to the x plus 2x e to the x. After this, I had to find the critical points, so I used this method to find I equaled it to 0, and after equaling it to 0, I came down with this equation, xe to the x power times x plus 2 equals 0. That was all after a little simplification. So I got x equals 0, e to the x equals 0, and x plus 2 equals 0. After doing a little math, obviously x, you would subtract the 2 over, so it'd be x equals 2, and that gives you the answer. And then x equals 0, obviously x equals 0, so it's the same. And then for e to the x equals 0, e to anything is never going to be 0. It's always going to be positive, so there's no solution for this one. Then I went over here, did a little chart to show where the relative min and relative maxes are. So the relative minimum would be at 0, 0, and then the relative max is x is negative 2, negative 0.54. Come down here, I had to find the absolute extrema of negative 1, 4. So I could have plugged it into a table on my graphing calculator, but I just plugged it into simple equations. So I plugged it back into the original equation, and I plugged negative 1 into it, and I got 0.37, and then I did the same with the 4, and I got 873.57. Then I put into a chart with the 0, 0, which is where a critical point, and then from that you can tell that the absolute min is the 0 and the absolute max is the 873.57.